Hi folks, I'm from HonAndroid.com where we get hoi on Android every day. Anyway, today we'll be doing an unboxing of a Galaxy Note 4. So let's go do this, baby. Alright, let's go ahead and unbox this bad boy. This is Galaxy Note 4 from Sprint. Model number is SMN910P. And the box comes with two stickers you'll have to remove, which tells you it's brand new. Now, if you don't see this, you may want to consider returning it. If you bought it on eBay or something, complain. But see, when you take it off, it'll make a mark like that. So if you see that mark, that means it's not brand new. Let me go ahead and undo this sticker right here. And let's open this bad boy up. The case is just like the older ones, I think, but they don't have the wooden pattern here. And you got a nice number 4 here. By the way, 4 is actually like number for death in most Asian cultures, including Korean. So, but it doesn't really matter. I don't actually believe in that stuff. Ooh, check it out. So here is the Note 4. Let me go ahead and undo the covers. And there's a bunch of wrapping on the side. It feels super light, but I think the battery's not inside. If you open up, you'll get a manual. Get a nice rope earbuds. Very nice stuff. USB cable. And I believe this is a SIM tool, or it's for, oh no, this is not the SIM tool. This is for replacing the tips on your S Pen. That's the tool for it. I've never used it, but you know, people who write a lot, if your thing breaks or it just doesn't perform, you can go ahead and replace that. So the biggest thing is obviously the battery. Now with electronic gadgets, batteries sometimes can go bad real quick if you don't leave it fully charged. So I highly recommend before going on vacation or something, you always, you know, leave your gadgets charged if you're going more than 6 months, because I've seen batteries just die on me because I left it in completely discharged state. Even though lithium batteries are not like lead acid batteries. Here we go, 5 volts, 2 amps for output, so good stuff there. And we'll put this aside, and let me go ahead and plug this bad boy in here. And a great day here. Inside you'll see micro SD, SIM card slot, of course. And this is the NFC on the cover. And you should be able to get a wireless charging module here to charge your phone wirelessly. It obviously doesn't support wireless charging out of the box, as far as I can tell. And this is where the S Pen is. The S Pen has remained pretty much the same. I actually have an older Note 3 here. Let's actually go ahead and compare it real quick. What has changed? So the size is almost exactly the same, but it's slightly narrower and taller. Slightly narrower and taller than the Note 3. Otherwise, it's nearly identical. The back is not identical. The speaker position has moved to the back instead of the bottom. I really prefer the bottom speakers because when you put it in your pocket, the sound comes out from the bottom. So that's one thing. I wish they changed the back. All right, next, let me go ahead and take a comparison at the S Pen. It actually hasn't changed much. Let me give you a close-up here. And it just got this lines, but I think the size is actually slightly smaller. Let me try to fit it into the older Note 3 here. No, it does not fit. I don't know why they do it. They have to make it slightly different every year. I think it would be better if they kept the same. Here we go. Let me go ahead and power up this bad boy. And the cover goes on like that. Now the cover itself is just fake plastic. But definitely, let me do the feel test while I'm turning this on. Definitely this metallic bezel is pretty cool, makes it a lot more solid in your hands. Let me actually compare side by side. Give you a quick feel test here. All the way in. Solid. A little bit less solid. So slightly more solid feeling Note 4. And I can see the glass is looking pretty good. Let me give you actually close up of all the different components here. The top, here we go. A bunch of sensors. Your earpiece there. And I believe that is your IR remote for controlling your TV. One of the features actually I like about having the IR sensor, it's so much easier to just use your phone to change channels. And there's a lot of stickers I forgot to take out, so hold on a second. Here we go. All right, there we go. That's the full of it. The left side, you got the nice buttons here versus last year's. Much easier to press. I notice the design has gotten changed a little bit. It's a slightly bumped up here where the actual buttons are, makes it easier to press. But very nice metallic bezels here. All right, moving on to the bottom of the phone. This is what it looks like. It looks really nice from this angle. The side they just killed it this year. I mean, the design hasn't changed much, but the metal bezels sort of make it premium feel. Definitely, it's a plus. And on the bottom, you've got USB 2.0. It does support quick charging. I obviously think USB 2.0 is better. 3.0, I think it's an overkill because I don't like to use it much. It's not as compatible with some of the software and stuff, and like Odin or something. It won't work with USB 3.0. I don't know why, but here we go. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and activate it, and I will be back after activating. All right. Hi folks, so I actually had to go pick up Peony from school, so I did play around with it for a little bit. Took some photos. Looking at the screen, I mean, this is a beautiful screen, and I've been using the LG G3, which also has the same Quad HD screen, but I do feel like the AMOLED screen on the Samsung is a lot better for browsing sites. The LG G3 has slight problem with the ditheriness in certain situations, like when you view websites in full screen. So I really like the screen, and it's very beautiful. Like the way that they redesigned this phone. I mean, just looking at it right there, you can kind of tell the one on the right looks beautiful versus the one on the left. It's just slight changes in the bevels and the frame, but it certainly make a huge difference when you actually hold it. All right, so let's go over some of the stuff that this phone can do. I'll have a full review later, but I was playing around with it. Of course, one of the big things is you have a heartbeat sensor. You can go ahead and use S Health app, and let me go ahead and put my finger there and start it. And you can see the red light coming, and it will measure your heart rate. And this worked flawless on every heart rate measure. Except for now, I don't know why. All right, let me try that again. I think I was moving too much. There we go. And my average heart rate is about 35 beats per minute. It's actually higher, and I think that's why. Even though I eat a lot of food, I don't really get fat. I have high metabolism. If I'm excited, it actually jumps up to like 110 or something, 120. All right, there's another feature that measures the oxygen saturation. Also the sensor in the same position there. And last time I got 97%. I guess if you have 90% to 100, it means it's good. And let's see what we get here. Okay, I think you're supposed to actually place it in the center more, and I screwed up there. So I don't know why now it's taking me twice, but the first time I did it, it worked just fine. It could be because I'm talking and it's vibrating my hands or something. That's the only reason I can think of. Oh, it says do not press hard. I was pressing too hard. Okay, I think that's what I did wrong in this video. So I'm just now placing my hand over it. And all right, this thing is not working that well. All right, let me try one more time. And is it gonna work? Okay, man. I hate it. It was working fine, and then I'm making a video and it starts not wanting to work. There we go, 98%. Also, you do have, let me see, the UV ray. I tried it. Basically, you point at the sun and you can do it. Last time I did it was moderate. Let me go ahead and measure the UV rays of my LED lights here. This could be a good way to just measure amount of light. And you can see low here. As soon as I step outside in the California sun, I'll go from moderate to higher. And if you live in, Thailand, which is between Earth and sun, you might get higher numbers. Who knows? All right, what else is new with this phone? Let me show you. The coolest thing about the Note 4, they've improved upon the existing multi-window. Now, if you start at this corner, any of the windows, start at the corner and bring it down. Sometimes it doesn't work the first time. There we go. You can resize the windows. I think you have to kind of get used to it. I just got this phone, so I'm not terribly efficient at it. That way you can go ahead and open up that. And, all right. I think you have to start off the screen. There we go. The first time I did it, it was working. Every time I make a video, maybe I'm just kind of nervous and my hands are a little shaky because I just got this phone. But it works really nice. With the Qualcomm 805 processor is on my Note 4 here. This is a Sprint Note 4, by the way. It's just seamless. There's absolutely no lag. You can actually make use of it. Note 3 was great too, but I mean, it's just even slightly faster than the Note 3. For those of you thinking about upgrading from a Note 3 to Note 4, it's definitely a good upgrade, I think. But you should be able to get a lot of these software features such as this through custom ROM, so I'm not terribly worried about it. For those of you who have Note 3, you should be able to get most of this stuff, except for stuff like heart rate sensor, things that require the hardware sensor. It also does have fingerprint sensor. It's not my favorite, so I'm not going to show you. I think it's... I just think it's a bad idea to set your fingerprint as, in replacement of your password or something. If the bad guys really want to get you, I mean, there's a chance you're going to get your finger chopped off. I mean, there's a ton of movies. Why even put yourself in that situation? Let them just hack your password. At least they won't come after you, after your finger. So that's why I don't really use it. Plus, I just think it's overrated. Fingerprint sensor, it's too easily hackable, or people can cut your finger off. Maybe I'm going too far, but it is there. If you want to use it, go ahead and use it. There is a bunch of stuff you can do, pay with PayPal, stuff like that. But I don't really like it. Private mode is here, so you can hide all your kids' videos, all your late night videos, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and go into the settings here. You can see the menus have actually been changed back to one column instead of the S5 has a bunch of columns. I actually don't like the S5 style. I actually like this single column. Makes everything easily browsable. Also running Android 4.4.4 KitKat. So Samsung did that right. And if you have AT&T and Verizon, I am hearing from people who've been getting those phones that the bootloader is locked, so that kind of sucks. All right, here we go. The S Pen has become a slightly different, but it's practically the same. And you get all the different air commands. Now, what I first noticed, the S Pen Windows is missing. I think it's because that's why Samsung did this thing here, where you can resize it. I think this is actually good too. Definitely, this makes it easier instead of having to take your pen out, drawing it. This actually does make quite more sense. There we go. And I kind of like it actually. All right, one of the things I really liked about my Note 3, I think the S5, is the IR sensor. I mean, even though it's a small thing, I mean, they can just put a tiny chip and a tiny IR sensor up here, and you can pretty much control all of your, I have DirecTV myself with the LG TV. You can, control everything, especially if you live in the US, it's connected really well. And I have my remote here. I don't have to grab the remote. I'm usually browsing, couch surfing while I'm watching The Walking Dead or something, for example. And I've been watching American Horror. And it makes it simple because I can just go into Smart Remote, stop, and boom shakalaka. Overall, the experience on TouchWiz is actually pretty solid. A lot of people say it's, laggy sometimes. Yeah, there is a little bit of lagginess, but you can pretty much get rid of it if you root and install custom ROMs. You can pretty much get rid of all that. Also, you can go ahead and install like a modded launcher, which makes TouchWiz like super fast, just as fast as AOSP. But if you don't root and install custom ROMs, obviously you're going to be stuck with slightly laggy TouchWiz. So nothing wrong there. But I did notice in my last few weeks using the LG G3, there's some quirks. Like I can't really say exactly what it is, but for example, I cast all of my Netflix videos, like when I'm watching The Walking Dead, through my LG G3. Now, usually the Netflix app gives you like a status update, but sometimes it'll lose it with the LG G3. All of the other phones, including the Note 3, I don't have those kind of problems. So a little bit glitchy software with the LG G3, I have to admit, after using it as a daily driver. But the Note series, I mean, the TouchWiz launcher might be slightly laggy, but everything else is fast. I mean, when you actually open up apps and stuff, especially this one has the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 805 processor. So everything just super zippy. And let me actually go ahead and show you Antutu benchmark real quick, just to show you. And let's see how fast this bad boy goes. Actually, you know what? I'll do that on another video. I actually want to show you the camera. Actually, camera is pretty awesome. So let's go into the camera real quick. I was playing for real quick here. So selfie, you can take great selfies. This has a higher, it's got the lower f point of I think 2.0 or something. I forget, but it takes great selfies, slightly wider angle. And also there's special mode that gives you wide selfie. Basically, all right, go ahead and turn it like this. And you can swivel to the left or right like that after you take it. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. Swivel to the right. Swivel to the, let me go ahead and show you better. Left. Let me try again. Let me get the angle right here. Here we go. Because I'm trying to show you the actual working of it while it's taking. There we go. Got it right this time. And that's pretty much it. It's just stitching up 3 photos, but I found out it works pretty good. All right, so that's the selfie I just took. It actually works pretty well, stitches up pretty good, and that is the front camera. Let me go ahead and show you the back camera next. The selfie mode is pretty cool. If you want to take selfies, there's also a special mode here, rear cam selfie. Basically, once it detects your face, it's going to take a photo. Let me turn the sound on because I have it off here. And basically, it will make some sounds while I do it. So let me demonstrate real quick. All right, so it took a photo by itself, which is really nice. It detects your face there. And yeah, that's the photo I just took with the rear camera. Oops. And let me actually go ahead and show you some of the selfies I took. So this is selfie using the back camera, and this is selfie using the front camera. Now, if you zoom in, you'll see that the front camera doesn't do as well with the details, as you can see here. I'll see my hair up there. And let's go compare it. If you use the rear selfie mode, you can take some excellent shots because obviously the back camera has a much better camera. So this really is actually, I think, very innovative because HTC is actually doing, they're actually putting, I think, 13 megapixel front and back. But this pretty much solves that problem where you can take some excellent shots. And I believe this, yeah, this is just a rear view cam. But you know, look at how much detail you can pick up. You can even see me taking the photo from the other side. So camera, I mean, I'll have to do further testing, but in just, you know, first 30 minutes of using it, it is definitely better than anything I've used with the Note series or Samsung series just in general. What I like about Samsung is that every time they upgrade the phone, whether it's, you know, S3 to S4, S4 to Note 3, Note 3 to S5, every time they add a new feature, improve upon it. So there's a differentiation instead of putting the same camera or something. And let me go ahead and do this real quick. And this is the selective mode. All right, oops, let me try that. There we go. And of course, selective mode, just like the S5, you have it here, where you can just go ahead and choose the focus on it. Go ahead and hit that button there, and you can do the far focus, pan focus, where it's sort of adds the two. Well, it didn't work for that one there, but looks pretty good. And let's actually go look at the camera again. There's actually a bunch of different modes you can actually download. What Samsung's doing different now is that you can actually go to downloads and go to their Samsung App Store and download all of these different modes. So, you know, if you want the 360, you can just go ahead and download it, which is nice. So I've downloaded actually all of them here, some of the extra ones. So surround shot is pretty much like photosphere, like on the Nexus phones. Sequence shot, sports, food. So there's going to be a lot more modes, I think, so people can actually, you know, install new modes instead of having to get a new phone. Also, there is HDR mode, of course. Use that, you know, when you're looking into the sun or something, and you know, you can't see the face of a person, and you know, if you can't use your flash to get good photos, HDR works very, very good. All right, here we go, and these are all the settings on there. Obviously, video stabilization, if you're not using tripod, go ahead and turn that on. Of course, one thing that's Note 4 and Note 3 has always been good with is the video. So you can do full 4K if you want to, and 1080p. Of course, not that many people have 4K videos, but the whole point of having 4K video is that you can take it in 4K and you can go ahead and render it down to 1080p, which gives you much higher quality 1080p overall. So it's not just for 4K. Even if you don't have 4K, I know that full Josh Do, he actually does that. He takes everything in 4K. Actually, I think he posts everything in 4K now, but you know, I think it's a good idea. That's the whole point of it, not to play it back on 4K video, although you could. And what else is there to show you here? Grid lines, recording mode. Of course, you can do slow motion, fast motion, smooth motion. I think I'm going to end it there because it's supposed to be just an unboxing. But overall, I do like the experience on it. But I do, just from using the last couple hours, I do see the battery just draining like really quick. I believe that's due to the screen on it. So obviously, you're probably not going to get as much battery life as on the Note 3. You know, I think 4K is actually overrated. I mean, I can still see just fine on 1080p screens. It will make a difference when you play it back. Sorry, not 4K. Quad HD. If you play back Quad HD videos, obviously it's going to look better. But I should have comparison videos of that also. Other than that, looking very, very solid. I might have forgotten some of the features here, but there's a slew of other YouTube videos you can watch. But I'll have a full review of this. This is definitely the phone of the year, I think, especially with the new metal bezels. You know, everybody's saying this is the phone of the year. You know, if you want to get the real phablet, the Note 4 is the king. Again, Yeah, I love it. Love it. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy myself for the rest of the day playing with my phone. And thanks for watching this video. That was Note 4 unboxing. You know, I really like it. You know, I love Note phones, and this is probably their best design, performance, everything. It just kills everything out there. So definitely the phone of the year. And you know, I'm gonna go ahead and test it out further. But in the meanwhile, stay on Android.